Hey everybody, Ron Burke, editor-in-chief for GamingTrend.com. I'm here with Nick from Gunfire Games, and we're going to talk a little bit about Remnant 2. If you would, Nick, give us a little bit about you and what you do at Gunfire, and then we'll jump in.
Oh, absolutely. I'm Nick Fikak. I'm principal combat designer at Gunfire Games. Deal with more of the bosses and creatures in Remnant 2, and we'll get started.
Awesome. So
which archetype do you want to try today? For today, we have the Hunter, which is more of your long range DPS. And their archetype ability one of their archetype abilities is Hunter's Mark.
Okay.
So if you remember from Remnant 1, Hunter's Mark, that ability, it would show enemies on screen. Mm-hmm. Now we built that into an archetype. Or we have Handler, companion class, has the dog, best friend.
Okay.
Carries a assault rifle and a pistol.
Okay.
Challenger. This is the big boy. This is the tank. Carries a big giant broadsword, auto shotgun, and a pistol as well. Primary ability is the first ability is Stomp. Sends out a giant wave that goes forward and will clear out enemies in front of you.
Okay.
The last one that we have for today is the Medic. This is your support class.
Okay.
Very similar to Remnant from the Ashes. We'll drop a wellspring down where you and your friends can step into it. Has a large machine gun, which is one of our new weapon classes.
Okay.
And a service pistol.
Okay. It's the end of day 2 and I'm pretty tired, so let's play tanky.
Let's play tanky? Let's go. That's one of my favorite classes.
All right.
And we'll talk a bit about even the...
Jump on start game?
Yeah.
All right.
And are you a controller player, keyboard and mouse?
Typically keyboard and mouse, but we can do controller so I can stay out of the way.
Yeah, definitely.
So that way we can see the screen. Cool. So I'm gonna be straight up honest. I kind of bounced off of Remnant 1 because of the launch bugs, and
Absolutely.
I know that it improved a lot over time. I just never got back to it. I kind of chipped at it in the beginning, but I just never got back to it. So this is gonna be a new experience, but what I've seen so far looks really exciting. So you've got my attention.
Absolutely.
So let's see what's what.
So one of the things I do want to show you, because we're not in the tutorial, hold down LB.
Okay.
And then tap RB. That is your war stomp ability. That is your war stomp ability.
Okay,
as you start, yes, sir. And as you start leveling up your archetype, you will start getting unlocking your next ability.
Okay.
So once you get the next ability, it would be Juggernaut. So imagine you just want to run through and not get hit a whole bunch or getting staggered out of attacks. Activate Juggernaut.
Okay.
Get to the next level. You unlock the final ability, which would be Rampage. And that one's you're going to be dealing a lot more damage.
So let's give him a stomp.
Oh yeah, and that one you do have 2 charges, and now it's building up that.
Spent. Got it.
You're about to get the 1 charge back. But you could also end up spamming that thing.
Like you had like multiple charges ready to go.
Don't be afraid with that shotgun just to hold down that button. It is an auto shotgun.
Yep, I see that. I'm assuming there's weak points just like before.
These ones don't have any weak points, but there will be others that you'll see that end up having weak points. Let's go out over this way. Let's get you into the bread and butter of the combat of Remnant 2. Right now, this is a lot of story stuff. I would rather you experience that when the game releases on the 25th of July.
Sure.
That you and your friends, rather you see all that on that time and not during this playthrough at this time.
I gotta say, it looks pretty. It looks really pretty.
That was a big thing for us as well, increasing that level of fidelity from an environment standpoint and also on the characters as well. So if you went back and looked at Remnant from the Ashes, you'd be like, man, they really did go above and beyond. And also adding that level of verticality into our levels as well. And we did add a couple of new traverse mechanics. So now you do have a contextual jump. So whenever you get near a ledge and you hit the dodge, you will actually jump over.
Okay.
But now we actually have another traversal. You know, before you would get near a fence in the city and then all of a sudden it would be within its arm's length, and you're like, why can I not vault over that?
Yeah.
You can now.
All right.
And that's to kind of help with a lot of the verticality changes that we are doing for Remnant 2.
So I want to rest at this.
I would do it a little low on ammo
Yep. And health.
and health. And
About halfway.
also when you do rest, it will reset your mods. Mods are still a thing in Remnant 2.
Okay.
Your skills, your health, and your ammo. And we can just go, if you just hit B, it'll take you back in.
Okay. Yep. This takes you back to the main hub again, just like it did before. So you got that risk reward thing, like you did before.
Absolutely.
You can push it, but if you're wrong,
You know, and if it's one of those where you're like, man, I should go back to get ammo, just know it's going to respawn those enemies.
Yeah.
Also, if you didn't notice, we redid our mini-map. It's more of a 3D mini-map
Oh, yeah.
up at the top. So you will see things like trait points and that will be on the map. You'll see chests be on the map.
Okay.
And other key things that would be relevant to players, even, companions, special NPCs. Those
So not just navigation, but also helping you with problem solving.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know if that guy was hostile, but I'm gonna assume he is.
He is a hostile enemy. He is coming towards you.
yep.
And also, if you notice, just in these few
Go on,
areas that you've been in, a lot of the enemies are not wandering around. They're not. They're kind of hiding up in trees.
The last one snuck down behind me, and I just happened to catch it with the corner of my eye.
And that was something the combat team we really wanted to
Oh,
focus.
speaking of, hello.
Uh-oh.
Come on, get. Yeah, let's go back to the shotgun.
And that melee swing does a lot of damage too.
All right, so we're gonna
But
restore.
we just wanted to make sure when people are encountering the enemies, like sure you'll have some that are wandering or going along a path to kind of catch players off guard, but we also wanted it to just feel more like occupied, right? Where like the creatures belong in the world. You may find a guy that's kneeling down somewhere who's a big enemy, or the guy crawling down the tree. Just to add on to these.
So they feel like they live in the world, not just placed there.
Exactly.
I get it.
Which is a huge difference from Remnant from the
Oh, I
Ashes.
think I walked around a big circle. All right.
This little
I'm
circle
exploring.
section will definitely get you.
I'm exploring. All right, looks like down here's our path. So this is 4-player again, right?
3-player co-op.
Or 3-player, okay.
So you and 2 other friends can hop in a game and start going through and destroying the route.
This guy seems unhappy to see me. Nope, no sir. No sir. Nope.
No.
He is not.
He's a tough boy.
Yeah, he is not interested in my stomp attack.
I think you got him in a good spot. So one thing with this guy, I would try shooting off that middle plate.
Oh, or dodging him entirely.
Or that too. That works as well.
There he. Oh, he's coming. These little guys are here to distract me. Yep, I knew that was.
And so now your Die Hard perk kicked off. So all archetypes have a prime perk. So for this class, it's Die Hard. So when you took that lethal damage, you got back up. Now it's on cooldown, and so you'll end up dying for the second part.
Okay.
You'll end up taking the fatal damage.
Okay.
And that's just, and all archetypes have that prime perk to them.
Okay. So they can all kind of get that, at least that second wind.
Absolutely.
Try again.
Because I know for me, there's times where I wasn't paying attention either during a boss fight or an enemy came up from behind and smacked me. This way, I can actually get back up, able to defend myself, and get back into the action, right?
So when you die, do enemies respawn?
Yes, they do.
All right. Then I imagine I need to probably clean things out a little better than I did before. Yeah, I see you.
Well, you may have actually gotten it where a certain amount of time kind of passed and some enemies spawn dynamically. So it's very possible that ended up happening. If you had the headset, you probably would have heard a gong go off, right? And and that's another thing that we added, is before people would be like, oh, enemies are just coming out of nowhere, we don't know why.
Yeah.
So now you'll hear like a distinct sound for when that is happening.
So it doesn't sound like quite like a monster closet where you're just...
Yeah, like you'll still hear when those special elite characters would play that ching, and that will still happen for those guys. But then we added more for enemies like this that would spawn out of nowhere.
Got it. Although if you're paying attention, you can kind of see them in the environment. So does this have the same sort of mechanic where you're going to portals that take you to different worlds, or?
So you will have, there will be parts where you will have that, which will end up coming as you start going through the different biomes and completing.
Right.
And also with this one, if you remember from Remnant from the Ashes, that one was very linear as far as how you progress through the game. So you always went to the city, always went to Rom, always went to Yesha, and always went to Corsus. That's not the case this time around.
I am determined to kill this guy this time. Maybe not face to face.
I think you could have done it, you know?
More side dodging than back.
There we go. Open that weak point. There we go. Dodge, dodge, dodge. There we go.
Oh, it just has so much reach.
He does, and he has a lot of abilities, and you have your diehard.
Yep. I've not been able to hit him with that and get him off.
He's a bit tougher to kind of take down with that ability, but there we go.
All right.
So
it says I have a trait point to spend.
So if you hit start,
okay,
and hit right on the D-pad, now you have your traits. This one will just start updating as you start leveling your archetype. You don't really need to adjust that one too much, but you do have vigor, you do have endurance, spirit, and expertise. So if you wanted to put a point into vigor, if you wanted a little bit more health, and then hit Y to confirm your changes, and then there's that part.
And then the reminder that it's permanent.
So do left on the D-pad right quick.
Okay.
So this is our new archetype system. So as I was saying, this is your first ability, War Stomp. Your next one would be Juggernaut. And then the last one would be Rampage.
Okay.
And as you see, they all kind of have their unique attributes to them.
Sure, and how they can add for the team, right? So I saw this one has Bulwark, right?
Absolutely. And then you have different perks. So you have a damage perk. So once you hit level 1, you will gain up to 4% range and melee damage to all enemies within a certain range.
Okay.
Right? The next one would be, now anytime after activating a skill, enemies within that distance deal less damage.
Okay.
So that will help you and your team as you're going through and fighting.
As long as they stick close.
Yeah, as long as it stays close. And then additional stamina cost for the weight bracket is reduced by 50%. Now, this is something that I always find really cool. Face of danger. Anytime you use a relic. You're probably like, well, what is a relic in this game? Dragon hearts are now a relic.
Okay.
So now when you use a dragon heart, within 10 meters, it makes that damage. It grants that enemy 2 stacks of bulwark.
Okay.
So if you hit back to go back to the character screen.
Oh, sorry.
Oh no, you're okay. So if you highlight over the dragon heart, this relic now has relic fragments.
I see. And you can put in additional mods to those.
You will get some relic fragments, and they're going to be slight stat modifiers.
Okay.
So it maybe it's 1% reload speed or damage or fire rate. Different ones that you'll have in here. Then, even on weapons, you have a mutator slot now.
Okay.
It may give you something more rewarding for getting a headshot or something like that.
Or fire damage or that kind of more traditional stuff. Okay. It looks like everything has a mutator slot.
And so now, if you remember in Remnant from the Ashes, you only had the 1 amulet slot and 3 rings. We've given you an extra ring slot.
Okay.
And we gave you a glove slot for customization. There's no more armor bonuses.
Okay.
It's strictly because we're adding the archetypes, giving you so much more with archetypes. You can dual archetype.
Okay.
So when you hit max level for your first archetype, it'll unlock for the dual archetype. So say you wanted medic, you would start then leveling up that one as your dual archetype, and you will start getting those abilities unlocked.
But then you're not spending time in these traits, right? You'd be down here.
You will still do traits
okay.
because you will pick them up, but it's just encouraging more of that playthroughs.
Okay. And flexibility.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Okay. And you said you're coming out in July?
July 25th.
And for which platforms?
Next gen platforms, the Xbox Series S, X, and PlayStation 5 and PC.
Outstanding. Thank you very much.
Oh,
I
you're
appreciate
welcome.
the hands-on time.
Not a problem. I would deeply appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thanks, everybody. See you soon.